Well, hello friends, welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I'm Amber and today is October the 16th. It's the Ides of October. I don't know why it's always the 16th that reminds me of that. So today, I don't have a lot to show you. And I'm kind of like, what do we talk about? Yesterday, I did some homeschool curriculum printing and researching, so to speak. Let me tell you, the possibilities or the amount of possibilities that there are to use for curriculum for all the different subjects is like so numerous. Choosing the right one for us can be a chore sometimes and can get me in over my head, and I'm like, which one do I navigate, which one do I try now? So yeah, so I get a little bit of subscribing is not the word I was gonna say, but that was the word that was in my head for some reason. I got a little bit of crocheting done yesterday with all the other errands that I ran. We went to the chiropractor and I sent off packages to the UPS store, and I dropped off library books that we found around the house because we cleaned, and yeah, so I didn't get a ton of crocheting done, but I got some. And oh my goodness, y'all, Juan did in fact release his cowl yesterday tutorial, and when I saw his color changes, I went, I never would have thought about that. I'll tell you what, I'm still confused on him. I think he just crochets over his tails, because I know he ties knots in them and then crochets over them or something. I'm still kind of confused how he went about that in the video. So I'm like, it looks amazing. It looks like, anyway. His is, oh my goodness, his color changes on his, never would have thought of that. Like, holy guacamole, dude, like, looks amazing. It's just, between this pattern and the color changes, I'm like, your head, the ideas running through your head, whew. I don't know how you come up with this stuff. So it doesn't look much different than it did yesterday. Because I'm now on round 12. I'm on round 12. So I still have 13 and 14 to go before I change colors. Now, I was thinking, instead of going straight to the next color, instead of doing a whole section of the cream that I have for the fourth color, I was thinking of framing each round with one round of white. What I was thinking of doing is doing that for round 15 on this, and then going to my next color, doing a couple rounds of that to see how it will turn out, because visually in my head I have an idea of what it would look like, but sitting here now thinking visually of it, I'm thinking a whole different vision. So it's like, I actually need to just work it out, and I can work out the creamy white on here, do my idea and not cut it. And I can always frog it back out if I don't like it. Ugh, my alarm went off like way too soon. I was not ready to get up this morning. I was fast asleep when that thing went off. I was like, oh, what time is it? Oh, it's that time. Oh, y'all, I finished. I I didn't finish. I don't know where I was going with that. I did not finish this one side of this. Like sitting here, that's what I'm doing right now, like finishing my side. I needed to do some crochet with me's. I haven't done those in a little bit. And my days have been wonky. Been missing my Marty. For those of you that have been asking about her, she is fine. She just needed to take a day to herself. I don't know the specifics. Even if I did, I you know, it's her place to show, to tell. You know, and I'm sure she'll update us on why she took the days. But she will be back. We will see her again. And then, of course, Marianne, aka Mama Wench, aka Marianne, just not having anywhere to really crochet and really record from right now. Her camper's kind of in a disarray at the moment with moving things around and waiting on her recliner to get there so she has a good spot to crochet, or not a good spot, but just a good comfortable spot, because you know, every spot's a good spot. It's whether or not it's comfortable enough for you to, you know, sit there long enough and do something. Let's see. Double crochet. Yanny yan yan this morning. So then a front post. Then a double. I can't get over the color changes he did on this thing. Like, the colors just pop in the different areas. Like, literally the popcorns pop with the color change. Oh well. Well, I'm this far already. I'm not going to frog it out and start changing colors like that. Because he used 5 different colors to make it, you know, remind him of fall. I was just going off of, you know, the colors will be in the blanket. And honestly, I don't want to change colors that often. Because there's times where he was changing them, not every round, but dang near every round. So I was like, I'm good. I like doing this way. Less tails to worry about, so. Anyway, I'm not going to start this next side, although I just did, but. Let's see, how many sides do I have left? I only have the one side left. Yay. Yan, yan, yan. So, there is almost my week 1. And then I get to start on week 2. I don't remember when he said he's going to release the different videos. I'm assuming, let's see, he released yesterday, which was Tuesday. I'm assuming it'll be a Tuesday release. And that sounds familiar. I think that's when he released his his cows in the past. Alright. For those of you, if you're making my blocks for the block party, now, the block party is not necessarily being done to make blocks to make a blanket or anything. I have no idea what I'm going to do with all these blocks. None. Although putting them into a blanket would be fun. But honestly, because I'm making this first one in rows, I'm like, I don't like crocheting into the ends of rows. I like nice, clean stitch edges. So in the round, those squares in the round would be so much easier for making blankets, in my opinion. 7 inches by, come on now, cooperate with me. It's a 7 by 7 inch square. Everybody said that was a great size. I'm like, normally squares are 6. I don't make things in normal sizes, apparently. So this is a 7 by 7 inch square that I made for my first block party. I need to get on the ball and get my next one figured out for next week, so I can keep this going and make something a little bit more autumn-ish. I mean, this is, you know, fall. ish colors. So just some front post, back post double crochets and half double crochets to divide them up, and that's it. Let's see. Okay, so Mama Winch has been an amazing accountability person for me. She has been reminding me that I need to work on my Chris's hug throw that I said I needed to concentrate on. And now that the cat's meow is almost finished, I just have the tails to sew in. I can now concentrate on the throw, which I'm almost done with. I just have to, oh boy, I still have 2 skeins left. No, 3, because I gotta finish this orange and then. So last night I got 2 and a partial of a third, because I think it was partially, the first row was partially done. So I had like 2 and a partial row done last night of it. So it now has this much orange on it. I'm trying to hold it up here. Well, I guess, yeah, because I still have, basically what's on here is what I have left to put on. So it's gonna be quite long, but the whole point is to snuggle in it and be hugged by it, so it's definitely long enough to do that already, but it's gonna be big. I don't know. No, I'm not putting a border on it. I was like, I'm almost considering putting a border on it. No. I just got done saying I don't like going into the edges, and as much as this one wouldn't be so bad because most of the edge is just these chain spaces, but I'm just gonna keep doing the throw as is and keep making it longer, because I was trying to think maybe go wider, but I have it as wide as my arm span, I believe. A little bit wider. I just can't stretch my arms out because I don't have a lot of room right here. So yeah, it's about as wide as my arm span. So it's about as tall as, or as wide as I am tall. So it's roughly 5 foot 4 inches, whatever that is. Hold on, let me do the math here. 60 plus 4, 64 inches. There we go. Oh, I'm 5 inches shorter than my husband. And I can remember his because he, you know, being a boy, he likes his height. He's so silly. Okay, 3. Okay, sorry. I was gonna crochet in chat here a little bit. Start on a row. It's been long enough, y'all, that I set this down that I had to actually reference my pattern. I was like, how many do I chain in between these? How many did I? Because I was trying to look and see, but for some reason, visually I was looking at it and going, I think there's 2, maybe 3, I don't know. So I was like, you know what? I got the pattern. It's right here. It's one of Juan's patterns. Yet again, I like his patterns. Now the one that he's doing, this cowl, this Autumn Aspirations cowl, it's fun. And the round 14 goes into the second and third loop of each stitch from the half double crochets, and it's like, that's cool. I've never done that in the round and like used it as a stitch other than in beanies or the thermal stitch. It reminded me of the thermal stitch. I'm like, oh, we're gonna do the thermal stitch now, because you're going into the back loop and then you're going into the third loop of the half double crochet. And so it was like, huh, because I was watching through his tutorial just to watch through it, because I had already gotten through most of that video anyway just by following the pattern, and so I was just going through to make sure I was doing it right. I was like, oh yes, validation, like watching the video. So I was like, yes, doing it right, yay, not humble at all. Sorry, I'm in a weird mood this morning. So yeah, not looking at that one. I'm talking about the easy breezy. So the easy breezy throw, it's actually in here. I had to reference it to go, how many do I chain? How many do I do? Got it figured out. So, alright, this, don't make me mess up my paper. Ugh, sometimes this binding system, this Pro-Click, can be a pain, but it's a nice system. So, I did not put any work on my, that's trash that you're hearing crinkling that I don't know why I set over here. I didn't work on my Ruana yesterday because, like I said, I had Marianne in my head reminding me that once I finished the cat's meow that I needed to concentrate on this. Now, it's not her telling me, I'm not saying that. It's just I have dropped the ball on getting it done, and it works up so fast that I just need to put the time in on it. But I got to the point with that cat's meow, I was just like, I gotta get it done. So that's why it was my, I really want my mom's blanket to be my next focus, but I think this one needs to be done first. Although I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to fly out before Christmas with it, which I would love to do and give it to her before Christmas, but we have a big trip coming up in December for our 20th wedding anniversary, and I really don't want to fly out to see her and then do that too. But I did say I would do it on a whim, so we'll see. I don't know. And she honestly never even got back to me on what her thoughts were on me just coming out there and staying with her. So we'll see. We shall see. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I've got the... You ever get these projects where you're doing them for a good cause? Like you're doing them for a good reason. You're, you know, the reason you start them, and then you're like, you know, you get so far into it, and then you're just like, not that you lose that heart to do it and to make it for that reason, but you just kind of lose, I don't want to say interest in it. That's not the right word. You lose the drive to work on it as much as you did when you started it. I'm definitely at that point with these 3 blankets that I have right now. Well, the cat's meow is now out of the way, so 2 blankets. This throw that I have, I'm, you know, I'm also sitting here wondering and hoping how it will be received. Granted, I've already talked about this before, and I don't know what, I shouldn't be worried about it, but you know, if you're anything like me, you understand what my thoughts are. But I'm very much, like, I try to act like I don't care what people think, but I also at the same time want to make sure that people don't hate me or dislike me. Not hate me. Hate me's a strong word. Dislike me. Or dislike something I've done for them, you know? So I just have a hard time with gifts, even though people are all, even with all the, oh, what is the word I'm looking for? Even with all the compliments and, you know, the complimenting that I get from people, and the compliments, not compliment, you know, just the compliments and the support, and it's this self-esteem, I think, in me, you know. But anyway, I'm just getting to where I want to be done with these blankets. So I don't think it's I'm not thinking it's not fun anymore per se. It's just I want to be done with them. I guess as Kim would, is this where I would say I got the gotta finishes? I think I'm finally saying that right. The gotta finishes. It just sounds funny to me. She says it better for some reason. I don't know why. It comes out right. But when I say it, it's like, it doesn't sound right. But it, you know, that's what she says. The gotta finishes. Like, I gotta finish this. And so I will put a lot of focus and time into it. And so that's why I start a lot of stuff, because, well, okay, no, sorry. The reason I start a lot of stuff is why I was saying with these things. I get to a point where I'm like, I gotta start something else. And so that's why that's why we have a lot of whips. So I've only gotten that far in that little bit of time I was looking down. So I wanted to show you yesterday, and I forgot to do this because I wanted to update you guys. I haven't done anything new with it, but I know I have new people showing up. And I want to show you my mom's blanket, for those of you who are like, what's your mom's blanket? So I'm making basically kind of like a picture blanket. I'm not sure how to explain it, because it's a blanket with a dog theme, and you do it in bobbles to outline the images, or to make the images. And so again, hers is a dog theme, so it has it's actually longer here, sorry. It has a heart and then a dog bone, and then you have a dog bone vertically or horizontally here, and then you have a paw print on top. And then the the dog bone goes vertical again with a heart and then a paw print, and then it just repeats that over. So now I'm on a new section, as you can see here, where I'm doing the heart and the vertical dog bone, or the horizontal dog bone again. So I just have to actually work on it. And for some reason I keep picking up others before I pick this one up. But what's funny is the more I see this one being worked up, the more I want to work on it. So seeing that again, that's another reason I was like wanting to get it out, is like by seeing it and seeing the progress I've made on it so far, I'm like, I gotta finish it. So I can't promise anything, but I can say my goal today is, well, today's Bible study day, so it's Wednesday, and I forgot to tell you happy hump day. Hump day. I can't believe it's that already again. Whew. Wednesday already. I knew it was Bible study day, but for some reason the whole hump day thing just kind of right over my head. Because like I was saying last week, I love hump day. I don't know why. Hump day. So that is my priority this morning, and then lunch. And then this afternoon, we do not have art class anymore because she's done with that for right now, and I think for good, because she's starting to have other interests other than that art class now. She loved the art class, did amazing at her pieces that she made through this teacher. And it was more like, you know, she painted clothespins and made like a sunflower wreath out of it, on this wireframe. She put the clothespins on, and things like that. So there are a lot of painting, a lot of gluing with a hot glue gun, and the string art with the nails. So a lot of that stuff. And I think she was just kind of getting bored, maybe. She likes to do paintings and like watercolors and stuff on like paper, and like paintings, you know, her own creations. So I think that's what it is. She's just wanting to be a little more creative, a different outlet for her creativeness. There we go. Anyway, the other goal I have for today is I bought myself, and it's sitting over there. I bought myself a new planner yesterday because I finally opened up my one I had before and still have, and went, oh, these are vertical boxes. Why did I buy myself vertical boxes? It's a happy planner, and if you know what vertical boxes are, what I'm talking about, it's like this like these vertical, for each day you have like 3 boxes that are vertically stacked on top of each other. And I'm like, why did I do that? I think what I was thinking, trying to sit here and remember, I think one box was going to be like my kids, and then one box was going to be just me and like my personal life type stuff, and then a box was going to be YouTube stuff, maybe? I don't know. But for me, my YouTube and my personal life pretty much fill up my days, and it's like one box. That's all I need, because I don't even need the whole box. And then I don't have, it's only like 1.5 inches wide. I don't have a lot of room to write. So it's like I need a little bit more room to write across. And so I could write smaller, but I don't know. I'm not a fan of the boxes for some reason, and I still bought it. So I went and bought what they call a dashboard layout. So what it does is on one side of the page, or one side of the layout, so it's 2-page layout. On the left page, it is like priorities, looking ahead, and important, or something like that. It's like 3 or 4 boxes that it, like, you know. Anyway, and then the right side is the whole week. So you got Monday through Sunday. It starts with Monday, I believe, and it ends with the Saturday, Sunday weekend on the end, on the bottom or something like that. It's sitting right over there. You know what? I'm just gonna grab it. Why not? However, the only thing is they didn't have the 18-month calendars anymore, because it's October and they start in July. So I'm a little bit behind. Now, the one I bought before with the vertical layout, it has, I think it's an 18-month calendar. Anyway, this is the one I got. I saw that and it said beautiful life. I was like, it's a beautiful day. And it has butterflies. I mean, and it's colorful. I was like, I need something colorful. And check it out. The rings are green. I love it. So here, let me show you what the dashboard looks like, not looks out. But the only downfall to this one is I can't use it till January. So guess what? I have to use my vertical planner. I'm going to take the vertical month, the rest of October. I'm going to take October, November, and December out of my other one and stick it in here, because I have plenty of room for it in here. And use it as much as I don't want to. Actually, no. I went and bought off of Etsy the dashboard layout for me to print out and cut up. And yes, because that means now I have to go get another hole punch for this thing. I used to have one and I don't have one anymore, I don't think. I'm gonna have to look around and see. So here's the one side. This is the left side. It has priorities, important, looking ahead, and notes. So that's the left side layout. So this is what I mean by the right side. It used to have like a meal plan right here for this box, but they went away with that with these newer happy planners in the last couple of years, because people didn't really want to have that meal plan there all the time. So, which I tried a meal plan and it never ends up successfully working for me. So I reached out to a friend of mine, a fellow planner person, and said, hey, look, you want to have planning sessions? Because I'm thinking and hoping that maybe by doing that, it'll help keep me accountable to actually use this, because I love decorating stuff. I used to do scrapbooking, and I kind of feel like this is my way of doing a little bit of that without dealing with pictures and stuff. I can just decorate this with stickers and stuff. So yeah, this is what I mean by, and this is enough room for me, y'all. I don't live an exciting life. Yes, I'm busy, but like, right now I just have one kid with an activity, so it's like, not really, you know, we leave and drop her off at her stuff all the time. And then I bought some stickers, y'all. Seasonal. I had to have these because, you know, we got the fall right now coming up. Not coming up. We're in the midst of it. So this is not a planners channel, but it is a crochet and yarn channel, but also I keep you up to date on all the things I do. And you know what? We're creative people, so this is another creative outlet for me. We'll see how well it works. But anyway, I'm going to take the last 2.5 months worth of sheets. You can see there's plenty of space right there left. Lots of room left, because these are the same rings they use for the 18-month calendars or planners. So, alright y'all, I'm gonna get off here. I did not realize I was gonna go 30 minutes this morning. I thought I for sure it would be 10-15 minutes. But I like to talk. And you guys love to listen. Thank you for that. I appreciate it so much. I think I'm gonna, oh, I'm so tired still. Y'all, the energy today, I need energy. Send it all my way if you can't. Well, don't send me all your energy, because I need, keep as much as you need, and then send me, you know, just a little extra. And some patience with the kids. We have, yeah, just some patience and guidance on, you know, parenting them. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna get off here. It's a beautiful day to be kind and positive, and I will see you on the next one, friends. Bye. I might even be live this afternoon. I don't know. We'll see. Bye.